Special Resident Commissioner, Tripura Bhavan, New Delhi. We welcome, ma'am. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Goswami, for inviting me. And namaskar, good afternoon to all the viewers who are connected with us today in the session.
Yes, so the name of the conference is India Digital Empowerment Meet. And in the inaugural session, we had the policymakers from various sectors, various domains who were part of the inaugural, from defense, from housing and urban, from state government like water and transport, and also defense secretary was also there in the inaugural. And we are talking about how digital empowerment actually can transform this country, especially in the new world order, and how India can realize its $5 trillion economy in the new world order through digital empowerment of people and citizens. And when we talk about digital empowerment, digital social innovation, we know it's an in thing in the Western world, and also some partly in India also when you talk about digital governance in India. So ma'am, my first question to you will be that, do you think the time has come for Indian policymakers to look at policy making a different way in the new world order when we talk about digital social innovation? Your take on that, ma'am?
Yeah. As we are in the year 2021, I would like to begin with saying that especially the post-COVID-19 era has brought forward a new normal which sees the relevance and importance of being connected digitally. We are seeing digital transformation in many areas, which not only includes the digital economy, which includes the digital finance, the digital health, digital education, and of course the digital government. Many of the businesses and most of the government platforms are now into digital solutions. And when we are talking about digital social innovation, so I would like to mention here that whether it is healthcare, education, citizen services, agriculture, banking, manufacturing, industry, technology, for that matter, any sector, there is no other way than to go ahead and become digital. When we talk about the digital initiatives which have been taken in our country so far in last say 4 to 5 years, we all know about the Aadhaar initiative which was taken, and then the Aadhaar linkage with the bank accounts, the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. And if we are talking about the present post-COVID-19 era, wherein especially if we see how 2020 was a year which put all of us and humanity to a test, to a challenge, but we could raise to the occasion, we could face a challenge with our resilience. I think one of the major factor was that we had so many digital initiatives. We saw the government having launched the Arogya Setu app. We saw National E-Health Authority being constituted. We saw the telemedicine facilities and services being provided. We also saw that, especially during COVID-19, there was a minimization of gap between the physical and digital. Most of the state governments and, of course, the various ministries and central governments have been moving to e-office. The online meetings are an EDO, and such kind of a technological led era, digital technology is very much important, and it is here to say. Whether we talk about Kovhara, whether we talk about Cowin app, which is presently guiding the citizens towards vaccination, and it is enabling them to book the online slots for COVID vaccination. Whether it is providing of telemedicine facility, whether it is providing of healthcare facility in form of taking care of the mental health of the patients who were under quarantine. We saw all such initiatives, especially in the COVID-19 era. We also saw how most of the information which related to the health infrastructure, the availability of hospital beds, the availability of oxygen cylinders, all the state governments were able to provide those information online. Last year, I was posted in Gurugram, wherein I was having the responsibility at GMDA. Therein, we had a command and control center under the Smart City project, and we integrated the command and control center to with the other organizations, with the other authorities in the district, and we could establish it as a COVID war room, as a COVID-19, as an ICCC surveillance center. So these kind of initiatives have been taken all across the country. So there is no other way out than to be connected digitally. Whether we are talking about the apps which are available now to all of us to track the availability of the hospital infrastructure, or to get all such kind of information which is relevant to us. For that matter, all the flagship programs which are being run by Government of India, whether it is Swachh Bharat Mission, whether it is Jan Dhan Yojana, whether it is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, wherein it is promoting vocal for local by Honorable Prime Minister, whether we talk about the Fit India campaign, or even the present fever of Tokyo Olympics, wherein we are having more than 100 sports persons who are participating, and the campaign which has been run very successfully, Cheer for India, by the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs, Government of India. So all such kind of initiatives, they are actually only and only promoting the social innovations. They all are kind of helping us to be connected digitally. We also saw that this was the first time wherein the Union Finance Minister, Dr. Nirmala Sitharaman, she presented the union budget in a paperless form. So these kind of initiatives are very well much needed in the society. And when we are talking about the policy making, because you asked me about how relevant the digital innovations are, and what is it important to be considered by the policy makers. So I think for policy making, it is very much important, firstly, to ensure that whatever campaign is being run under Digital India, whatever initiatives are being run under Digital India, they are covering the entire country, and they need to be percolated down to the field level. So what I mean to say is that to provide, firstly, it is very important to provide the grassroots level connectivity. Of course, if we see the digital net, or if we see the availability of infrastructure, the availability of internet connectivity, the availability of Wi-Fi, the setting up of citizen service centers across the country, there has been a lot of progress, but still we need to improve more on that. We need to create more ICT related infrastructure services. We also need to train our people who are there in the government. So whoever is there at the village level or at the block level, the panchayat level, those staffs should be oriented. They should be given the skills training to handle all such kind of digital schemes. And it is not only COVID specific, but I'm also talking about the revenue administration, wherein we are seeing in most of the states now land record modernization has been done. We are seeing that all the information is available online. So a citizen having any kind of need for his online land revenue records, he should be able to access it. He should be able to get it sitting at home. If not sitting at home, at least visit the CSC center, the Common Service Center, or the Saral Center, or the Antodaya Seva Center. By different nomenclatures, they are being called in different states, and he should be able to get it, so that there is minimum interface between the government and citizen. And then it is not only the revenue functions, but also all other kind of certificates. When we are talking about birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate, all such kind of the services which are provided under Right to Service Act, they are available to the citizens as per the mandate and the guidelines given under the Right to Service Act. So I think it is very important, firstly, to emphasize on improving the ICT infrastructure, also to provide training and human resource capacity building also needs to be improved. And of course, we need to have this kind of human resource management, wherein there is continuous training and capacity building. And of course, citizens also should be given the orientation. There needs to be more IEC activities, information, education, communication activities, to enable the citizens to know about the services, so as to enable them to derive the benefits, so as to improve the citizen service delivery. Yeah, thank you.
Right, right. Thanks, Sonal Goelji, for sharing your thoughts. Before I let you go, I'll just ask you another question. That since you're representing government of Tripura, What kind of digital empowerment initiatives have been taken recently? If you can share with us, I know some of the states, but if it can come from your mouth, that will be great. If you can share some of the examples of that.
Since you've asked me about Tripura, recently, last week only, government of Tripura has, under the leadership of Honorable CM, they have launched an initiative for under the startup mission. So, wherein this startup week was inaugurated on 5th of July, in fact, this week only, and under that, they are trying to set up a incubation cell, of course, at Agartala, and they are trying to promote the young entrepreneurs. They are trying to give them training. There is a tie-up with NASCOM, and this kind of support, of course, with the support of the ministry at Government of India level and Government of Tripura, they would be trying to promote the talented entrepreneurs and give them training under the startup initiative. Besides that, if you talk about the uh, other digital initiatives, I would like to mention that NIC, the National Informatics Center, it is doing very good work in Tripura. When I was posted there in field, we had the connectivity up to the block level. So there was connectivity not only at the district level, but there was also internet connectivity, the video conference facility at the block level. So I'm talking way back around say 2013-14, and NIC has been doing very good work. And after this was done, this was replicated to the entire state. I tried to do it in my district first, and then it was replicated to the entire state. And when we're talking about the digital initiatives, it is not only the revenue records. Recently, even there was an initiative by the government of Tripura Revenue Department for providing all the this online mutations and providing the information and services at the online mechanism. And government of Tripura is very much committed to ensure that we take more and more number of initiatives under the Digital India campaign, and there is the benefit of improving the transparency, there is the benefit of improving the accountability, and also we save our time, we save our resources, and it is much more convenient to public when the services are being available online. So I think Tripura has been doing a lot of good work as far as the digital initiatives are concerned. Yes.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Sonal Goel, Special Resident Commissioner Tripura Bhavan, New Delhi, for sharing with us your thoughts on digital social innovation and digital transformation taking place in India, and also small but very effective Tripura perspective as well. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll look forward to
So,
interact with you.
Mr. Goswami, towards the end, I would only like to emphasize 3 or 4 points which
Sure.
I feel that social innovation, when we're talking about the digital social innovation, should be taken care of. So I would also like to mention here about the role of social media. When we are talking about the role of social media, it is not only the digital platforms which are available to us in the form of WhatsApp, Facebook, or Twitter, Instagram. Government of India is sharing lot of information on these platforms. So I would like to request the viewers that you please try and look at the relevant handles, relevant portals of the Government of India to have more and more authentic and relevant information. There is lot of information which is available to us in public domain, but you should try to have only the authentic information which is available to us in this space of social media. And we should be very much careful about fake news. We saw that social media, specifically during COVID-19 pandemic, has been so effective in helping the people in locating the resources like the oxygen beds, the hospital availability, the availability of oxygen cylinders, the availability of all other kind of medical infrastructure, the medicines and services. And also it helped us to even locate the verified leads. So the power of social media, I'm trying to just emphasize that whenever we are talking about digital social innovation, we cannot let go social media off. What is required is that we need to use it effectively to spread proper information and to use it to our advantage. That is very important, and we should become responsible in the sense there should not be any fake news circulation. There should not be any such kind of hate spread message on our behalf. So when I conclude, I would only request the viewers that what we need to emphasize is that there is a requirement for agile and innovative policy making. When you talked about your first question was relating to the policy making with respect to social innovation. So I would like to emphasize herein is that there is a need for agile and innovative policy making. We need to have a more inclusive digitalization in the sense that it is reaching out to the field level at the panchayat level. We also need to have responsible use of data and the information which is available to us. So responsible use of data, proper data management is also very important. And then of course, public participation and engagement. The force or the implementation of any program would be practically beneficial when and only when there is proper participation by the public and citizens at large. So I think it is very important for us to understand that government will only work properly when there is an appropriate G2C and C2G governance being established. Government to citizen and citizen to government relations need to be as transparent, as cohesive, as coordinated as possible as we can. And we all have a role to play. It is not only the government, it is also the entrepreneurs, it is also the business industry, the people who are in the BPO industry, the people who are in the IT sector. All of them, I think, under the CSR initiatives also, they can help government to reach to a larger mass of population, and they can actually help the government to have more and more digital social innovations at a larger scale. So I think these were the few more points which I wanted to add from my side.
Rightly said by Sonal Goel, the importance of using social media and also following the social media handles of ministry to get the authentic information. With this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, Sonal Goel, Special Resident Commissioner, Tripura Bhavan, for joining us today in a very important session on digital social innovation of AppTech India Digital Empower Meet and Awards. We'll take a short break to join us for the next session at 1:45 p.m. India time. That will again talk about digital social innovation. We'll have a panel discussion for that. Thank you so much, Sonal Goel, for joining us today. Goodbye. Take care.
Thank you so much. Namaskar. Thank you so much.